I remember when the third goal went in, that I suddenly found myself welling up. I am a bit of a softie, but there were tears rolling down my cheeks. And I didn't expect that because we were winning. I wasn't crying because we were losing or it was going wrong, but the sheer emotion. When the fourth one went in, I was that minded that I thought, I'm not taking my eyes off this because he could score here. So I actually held my camera up, pointing it at the crowd because you're not allowed for copyright reasons to film the actual action. So I filmed the crowd, but I didn't look at what I was filming. I was watching the free kick, and then afterwards I watched it back and I thought, brilliant, I've got the reaction of the crowd. So that worked for me. And then after the crowd had reacted a little bit, I found myself running up and down. I was on the end of a row. I was going up and down the steps, hugging people.
Running up and down the steps.
Yeah, which was just amazing. No stair lift. No.
So let's ask you then, Ian. Was it relief for you, or was it? We'll become the interviewers and let's hear you. So for you, was it relief or was it
pride?
Absolute.
I think it was a combination of all those things. I mean, it was a massive relief, and certainly coming out of the derby and coming out of Burnley, there was a massive sense of relief. I didn't actually feel that nervous beforehand. So other people who said to me that they weren't sleeping well, I stayed in a hotel in Crawley the night before, and I can't say I slept very well, but it was nothing to do with being nervous. The room was dead hot. It wasn't a particularly comfortable bed and all the rest of it. But no, I wasn't nervous beforehand. Even though I didn't want to say it or admit it, I actually felt quite confident that they were going to do it. And even, I think you said, Will, that when we went a goal behind, you still felt fairly comfortable that they could turn it around. And so did I. I thought, oh, well, right, okay, so that'll give them a bit of a G up. But I didn't actually think, oh, that's it. So I saw pictures, I watched Match of the Day's highlights, and I saw fans in the crowd who were a bit heads in hands, because they obviously search them out, don't they? I don't think the majority of fans felt like that. I think if you've caught one, and you can never be sure when you watch these highlights when the picture of the head in hands actually was. I'm always a bit sceptical about that because I worked in the media. But I don't think the majority of people were like that. It was too early in the game, and City are too good for that now to be a problem. And so it proved.
City Square was the same though, wasn't it? I didn't see many heads drop when the goal went in. I saw it for maybe 5 seconds where it was like, oh no, I can't believe he's just scored that.
Yeah.
What's Zinchenko doing on Murray?
The nature of the goal,
The nature of the goal. We need to learn how to defend set pieces, but it was more straight from it. 10 seconds after it was come on City, optimism. You know what I mean? Again,
it was motivation.
I think our fans are learning now as well.
I think it's because it was so early as well, That the QPR goal, the second QPR goal was a lot later in the game. The Mackie one was a lot later in the game, so it felt like we needed to do something really quickly. But we know it was. I can't remember what minute it was, but it was halfway through the first half that they scored the goal. There's plenty of football there. We said and we thought at the time, if they're going to score today, we'd rather them score now than score later. I think that was the feeling that everyone had. And I don't think the Aguero goal meant that we didn't have much time to think about it too much and get to work.
It's key that he scored when he scored, though,
it needed to be that fast, otherwise it was going to get more scrappy. We were going to lose our heads, the fans were going to get more nervous. There'd be more people with head in hands than there were when it first went in. That percentage of come on City and head in hands would have gone head in hands way, definitely. So it was so important, that Aguero goal.
This comment might sound patronising, I certainly don't mean it to be, but I sense, because one of you said, I can't remember who it was, it might have been you, Adam, said something about education, something like that, fans learning or something.
Oh yeah,
to use Harlan, and it's interesting that because on the way back when I was talking to my mate, we're older fans, and he said to me, I've sensed that there is now more of a football intelligence from some of our fans who are starting now, instead of going, get rid of it, hit it, bang it away. And this is true. I could hear people around me saying, keep possession, control it, don't give it away. And I thought, and he's right, what my mate said. We now, it's like we've been educated. That's the bit that sounds as if I'm being patronising.
Start to understand the style and the system and
Pep's
way of playing.
It took a while because we watched, as City fans, the trouble is you're all relatively young, but as City fans, and this isn't meant patronising either, by the way, but as City fans, we've been used to watching fairly ordinary and I'm being kind here, football, right? And now we're watching a different level of football. So I do believe that when that happens, it's happening in reverse to Liverpool, because Liverpool played beautiful football and you know, passing football and football that I admired when they were playing in their glory years. So when they started to slide down the scale, they may have had the opposite problem of having to get used to watching players who fit. I'm not talking about this generation, but I'm talking about all this big gap when they've not been great. Now they're great again, you know, but they did have that period. Do you feel then that you're now watching again differently because of the way Pep's team plays?
I think the perfect example is Ederson. I mean, 2-3 years ago, if you'd have passed it back to the goalie and the attacker was rushing on, you'd sort of go, oh, what's he doing here?
You'd hear the anxiety in the crowd,
wouldn't you? Laugh now.
But with Ederson, you just know he's going to probably try and Cruyff turn him, chip it out to the left wing, and we're going to start an attack again. And
fans start clapping before he's even touched it.
We
know what's coming here now. Do you know what I mean? And then, like you said, Cruyff turn or a cheeky dink.
And the away fans will still try and he just does it, and everyone goes, yeah, Ederson. That's what we expected. So
Ederson's the kind of guy that, I don't know if any of you have heard the chant in the lower leagues that they do. I'm not going to repeat it because it's a podcast. But when a keeper's taking a run up for a goal kick and they go, something like that. They could do that to Ederson and he'd probably back heel it at the end, you know what I mean? He'd probably turn around and back heel it 50 yard, you know what I mean, or something.
I think it's similar with Ederson as it is with Pep. I think the education comes from trust. Fans are starting to trust the team. They know that the way City play is the way we won the league. So maybe first season there would have been a lot more of that, get rid of it, because in the first season, Pep's style of play, we were struggling to adapt to it a little bit, and the players didn't really suit the way we wanted to play, especially when Joe Hart was in net or Bravo was in net. Whereas Ederson, the fans trust him, so when it does go back to him, we're like, we know he's going to deal with it easily. And it's the same with Pep's style of play. We know the way we won the league with 100 points last season, by playing that style of play, you've just got to trust the players that way of playing works for us, and that's why we are so successful. So when fans are watching us, they're not so inclined to be like, get rid of it, because they know that for how successful we've been is due to the way we play.
I think the age of the fan matters as well. Our average age of a fan, match-going fan, is one of the oldest in the league, around 45, 50 average age, because we missed the generation when United were great and we were poor. And I think the younger fans, we believe, well, I certainly, and all my cousins speaking from a generation since my family point of view, it's happening that the younger fans believed it straight away and stuck with him the first season. The middle age or the average age fan wasn't really into it for the first season, but have now got into it, and now they're just as into the style of football as the younger guys are. But the older ones, the 70-odd-year-olds, the 60-odd-year-olds, my two granddads are still, get rid of it, why are we messing around with it? And you try and explain to them why we're doing it, and it's for this purpose, and this is why we're so good that we do this. But there's still people now that because they've watched football, who am I to say that, this has changed their opinions? They've watched football for 70-odd years a certain way, and for someone to come in and change it, that's quite a culture shock, and they don't understand it because football has been football that way for so long. So I respect that, but they some of them still don't get it. But it certainly is an age thing, and I think the older you are, the longer it takes to adapt, because you've been used to that football you've been talking about for so long. So it's been interesting. I've got 3 generations of Blues who watch it every single week with me when I'm at the game, but also at home watching it, and that steady change of people eventually. In a few years, 100% converted, and that will be when Pep Guardiola goes. That's the way all our fans will expect our team to play. Because if Guardiola wasn't successful, we might have brought in not Jose Mourinho, a similar manager to him, someone, a pragmatist who would change the way we play, and we'd all go, yeah, that's great. But we wouldn't accept a manager like that now, and Barcelona don't accept a manager like that now. They've got a blueprint that they stick to, and the fans expect that, and now we expect that. And when Pep leaves, we're going to be demanding the football. So rather than Pep Guardiola demanding that the fans adjust, we're now going to demand that a manager adjusts to the way that we play.
To his kind of mould. So they've got to fill a mould. There's a mould
we've already got that mould set now. Guardiola has set that mould.
If you're not going to fill that mould, you ain't going to be the manager. It's as simple as that. Yeah.